Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo. So keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show. Yo, what's going on? So I'm going to try to make this one quick. Don't think that'll happen. But yeah, in case you are looking at the time frame of this podcast, there is 35 minutes, I think, of it. There's a Zoom call for Mina. So those might not be Fridays anymore. Those might be maybe today moving forward. Who knows? But anyway, so some cool shit happened today. And I just kind of want to share some thought process and the focus and things like that. So if you recall back 5 or 6 days ago, I think let's actually get the episode number. Let's see. Or Zoom call. Need to hard work, phone call, paranoid. I think it's 609. So this is about 6 days ago now, or 5 days ago. That's so crazy. Anyway, so I woke up and I was like, dude, what the fuck? I got to check that non-disclosure agreement. What did I sign? I don't know. I just woke up and I just looked at that. And thank goodness that I did, because it has allowed me to ask a lot of questions that I think are saving me. Because I'm not going to read it again, but I sent a long message to Britzy. Britzy's the PT Dom. I don't know what you call her. Just one of Brian's teammates, part of the business. So I sent a big long message pretty much making an offer of, hey, I'll work. I think what I said was 2 to 4 hours a day. And I said that knowing that would be too much, because I don't think they're going to pay me 4 hours a day. And so I think that they'll be like, okay, well, 2, so I guess it's a little bit of a price anchor as far as hours go. And maybe I'm so goddamn wrong, but at least that was the psychology behind it. So ideally they say, hey, you can work 2 hours. So anyway, there was that whole thing. And then I get a message today, and it says, following up with the boys again, just keeping you in the loop. And I said, awesome, thank you, I appreciate it. Then I get a 4-minute long voice memo, pretty much just saying like what's going on and what's the expectation and what can we do, because this is in response to me saying, hey, I want to do this and I want to help you guys out, but I don't want it to be the property of PT domination, because if that's the case, then I'm not going to do any of that, because the last thing I want is to get shit on by not reading all the fine print or whatever. And then I build a system, and then I want to use the skeleton or the framework of the system I build for other things. And then they find out and they're like, hey, you built this for us. What the hell? I don't want that. So I'm just clearing it up now, making my intentions clear, and it's being received well. So essentially what was said was, yeah, it's cool. However, we definitely want stuff to be exclusive to us. But if that's going to cause friction, then we want to be flexible. And I think it helps that I've got Mina vouching for me, and that Dawson is also part of the VIP squad for Brian and Cole. I think that helps quite a bit. That's my opinion. Maybe it doesn't whatsoever. But I do. Maybe I'm just an insecure motherfucker, and I'm sure that there's a lot of truth to that, because a lot of the stuff that I've been doing for Brian, it seems like it's too complex, or it's, I'm posting or I'm asking questions that I shouldn't, and I'm using the group how, it's supposed to be intended, and it's not my place to do that, and I'm like, oh fuck, dude, it's a great opportunity. I'm not trying to fumble this, but if it's going to continue like this, then I'm out, dude. I've said it so many times on the show. So anyway, I think the response was great. I think it was awesome. Pretty much what was said again was what I just shared, but also she said, what's the likelihood that you build, because what they're talking about right now is building a system for their onboarding. And she's like, well, what's the likelihood that another coach is going to need this? It's probably slim, so there shouldn't be any problem. And I was like, yes, 100%, you're correct. However, it's the skeleton, the framework, the actual what's going on the back end side of things. That's the concern. Because, and then I shared the example of the compliance tracker for the check-ins. That used to be a habit tracker for me. All I did was replace habits with client names, and then I replaced the daily day-to-day dates. Daily day-to-day dates. Okay. I replaced the daily dates with weekly dates. And that represented a client checking in for the week. And I gave that example because that's exactly what I'm talking about. I just repurposed something that was already there. It's the same exact thing, just different names. It's got a few extra properties or columns and a couple extra formulations, all that shit, but it's the same thing. It's identical, And so that was what I explained. And then I said, what was the other thing I said? I explained how I wouldn't go and find some other coaching group and be like, hey, look, this is what PT Domination is doing. They're doing this onboarding thing, and this is how it works, and this is exactly, I'm not going to do that, dude. I even said that I couldn't even get myself to do that. That's just so scummy. There's no way I would ever do that. Like, what's the gain from that, dude? Like $1,000? I don't know. It's just, I would never do that. So, what the hell is she going to think? Some random guy on the internet telling her that. I would never, of course, trust doesn't work that way, but there's that. And then I said, assuming everything is good and we're in alignment here and we want to move forward, I want to make sure that the hours thing is okay, because truthfully, I'm at a limit right now, like 1 to 2 hours max per day. And that would be every day. And then I explained again, I was like, even though it's only 2 hours, stuff that I build for other coaches, I'm going to be able to use for you guys. So even though I only work specifically for PT Dom for 2 hours a day, if I spend another 8 hours in the day working on other stuff for other coaches, that's 8 hours worth of work that I could then use for PT Dom. So it's 8 hours worth of work that PT Dom does not pay for. And it's essentially it's kind of free. Now, the whole idea with that is everybody's benefiting from what I'm building, but they're all essentially paying for their specific things. But when I build something for someone else, I can repurpose it. I've said that 100 times. So there's that. And I haven't gotten a response yet, but I feel like this is going to work because they even said, even if you don't want to, dude, we're going to be flexible. That's what they said. And dude, this is quite an opportunity. And even if part of me is like, even if this was for free, just simply having this opportunity is just so valuable because of the network that these people are in. The fact that I don't know, like I'm talking to Dawson and Trey and Mina and Brian, and these guys are millionaires, Brian for sure is a millionaire. I think he does $1 million a month. Mina is probably like the high, I don't know, probably like $70,000, $80,000 a month on average. Trey, I think, is very close. Dawson, if I had to guess, is probably much higher, just because that's just my opinion. I don't know. If he's in the VIP, which is $50,000 for a year, that's it's a chunk of change. So anyway, it's cool because I'm in this network now of people who know people. And I think this is cool because, for example, Brian I think he flew on Dan Martell's jet because Brian hired Dan as a mentor. Now, let me see real quick. I think I can Google this really quick. I think I might just go, nope, can't do it on the fucking computer, dude. Got to use it on my phone. Oh, that's such a shitty feature. On my phone, I can go to a podcast and search for episodes within the podcast. On my computer, I cannot. Why? Okay, so let's look this up real quick. Brian. Oops, didn't click that. Dude, didn't click it. Thanks. Okay, now we're going to search. Dan Martell. So this guy has Kirsten Martell. Kirsten. It says Kirsten Martell. Is that his? Dan Martell. Well, anyway, he's got Buy Back Your Time with Dan Martell. And then what I learned from my chat with Dan Martell. This was August 2nd, 2024. And then January 17th, 2023. So what is this one?
Have a conversation with somebody, he'll be like, let's go for a scooter ride. So that's his thing. He goes for scooter rides. So Dan takes me for a scooter ride. And on that scooter ride, I asked Dan, because we were having a conversation about Dan's evolution. And for those of you guys that haven't followed Dan Martell for a while, basically last year he went from like unknown to everybody knows him. Like he was doing pretty decent on social media. He had like 70,000 followers on Instagram. He had a couple
decently,
bro,
TikTok,
but he wasn't taking it seriously. And last year, when he wrote his book, Buy Back Your Time, he went from completely unknown to like everybody on the planet knew who Dan Martell was. So we were having a conversation and I was like, when did you make the decision that you were going to be pro? And The Rock have a movie 6-8 years I'm on, and like I'm going to get to a level where people are excited to make the introduction for you.
Well, anyway, so Dan Martell's the shit. I really look up to that guy. He's just another business guy. He's from the tech world. But as far as the entrepreneurial stuff goes, big fan of that stuff. So he is just straight up on his plane, riding scooters, talking with him. So all it is him saying, yo, Dan, I got this guy. Boom. Just like that. Just like that. So I don't know. Dude, part of me is like, oh, fuck, what if they're listening to this? Other part of me is like, dude, these guys don't have time to listen to my fucking shit, you know? There's no way that they have the time to spend listening to 30 minutes a day of this shit. You know, no way. And if they do, then I'm wrong, then goddamn I'm wrong. But yeah. So, yeah, it's just, regardless of what the compensation is or whatever I'm doing, it's just remaining in the network. And I don't know, man. You just never know. You just never know. I forgot to mention this, speaking kind of of networking, but maybe I said this, I don't know. But no, it was on the goddamn group call. You guys heard that. It was on the team call. So it was on Monday's show, so that was 6:13 because today's 6:15. But Mina is doing a client meetup, maybe. Or I don't think it's a maybe, I just think it's a matter of when. And I think it would be the end of this summer. And I was like, well, hot damn, dude. Gives me an excuse to fly to some other city. And then I thought, dude, I'm going to meet these people and they're going to probably think I'm a client. They're going to be like, oh, you know, and I'm going to say, oh, no, I make sure that your check-ins are accounted for, and I make sure that you're not dicking off by seeing your percentages. You know, like, what am I going to say? Oh, yeah, no, I'm not a client. I know who you are and what you stand for and your weight and your measurements. And, you know, I know how your workouts are doing. I know how much you bench. All good. You know, I don't honestly look at any of that shit, nor do I necessarily care on a per client basis. But I mean, I care. I hope everyone kicks ass, because if everyone's not kicking ass, no one's going to join the program. No one joins the program, I don't have a job. So like, I care. Right. But anyway, speaking of the whole networking thing, like, I'm going to go there and who knows who I'm going to meet. You know, you just never know, bro. You just never know. And I think this is just pretty much justifying what I was saying the other day of spending that $25,000 for going to seminars and networking rather than just paying off debt and then just not having debt, you know? So I don't know. But who knows who's going to be there? Who knows if I'm going to, you know, simply just shaking hands with Mina. It's a step forward, right? Because this guy's all online and then meeting everybody else on the team, you know? So that's pretty cool. Who knows? That's, you know, it's in the future. I don't know. Who knows? Point being is that you just never know. So despite the compensation or the work or the whatever, being in this network or having the opportunity to just be literally one text away, like all it takes is for Brian to say, hey, Dan, I got this guy who's really killing it with Notion. He's looking for an opportunity for XYZ. Can you help? Because as you'll hear on the call today with Mina, which is going to be probably in like 10, 15 minutes, if I had to guess, Mina said it himself that he thinks that Brian likes to be the guy that has a guy for that. So, you know, in quotes, has a guy for that. Meaning someone's like, hey man, I need some help with blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, I got a guy, here's his link. And then he hooks me up and then bada bang, you know what I mean? So, maybe that'll be, I don't know. It doesn't hurt doing what I'm doing, especially if I'm getting paid, more opportunity, you know? So like I said before, we calculated this, just smacked my knuckle on my desk. God damn it. Oh, dude. But like I was saying the other day, I still actually have the math on my calculator, but 3128 times 2 hours a day times 30 days a month, that's 1876 a month, minus the 500 that I have to owe, that's 1376. So if they take me up on this and it's an extra, and it's 2 hours a day that they want to commit to, which would be 14 hours a week, which I feel like they would. I almost feel like they might even do 3, but I'm trying to be smart here because I truthfully might just have to take one day off as far as hours go from everybody, honestly, except Mina. Just so that, I feel fair in what I'm doing, or it's like ethical. And I feel like I've said ethical so much in the last 20 episodes, but it's all of this is on the honor system. It's like, hey, you said that you worked 2 hours today, so I believe you. I'm going to pay you for that. And I want to make sure that there's no doubt and that also everything is planned for and budgeted for. And it seems like just more things happen on Sundays or Saturdays, I should say, like with family events or birthdays or just whatever. One of the few days that Lexi has off per week, and so that's what we will spend the day. And I don't know. So if for example we have 2 hours with PT Dom, that means I'm 10 hours. That means 2 with Mina, 2 with Dawson, 4 with Trey, 2 with Brian. 10 hours. And that's fine. I truthfully feel like 10 hours a day is, for what I'm doing and how much I enjoy it, ain't shit. You know, if we get up to the 16 hours, it's just, I don't know. But I don't really want to have to do that I don't want to do that unless I have to. But I have all the time in the world right now, so I feel like obligated because I'm never going to have this much time again. You know, and I've said that before with having a job, and now I'm at, I don't want to say the next level, but I'm at the next phase, we'll call it, where I wake up, I don't have kids, I don't have a family, I don't have anything other than myself to take care of. I know that I have a girlfriend, but hopefully I understand what the fuck I'm saying here. I don't have to go to work to come home to provide for a wife or kids or, you know, generally speaking, a family. I don't have to go to a place that I don't want to be for 8 to 10 hours to 12 hours a day to provide. I have the most amount of time right now in my entire life that I will ever have again. I will never have more time than I do now. And so I feel this obligation to just, to a certain extent, just load up my schedule so that I just am like, what else am I going to do? You know, this is what I love to do. I enjoy doing this. I don't want to go get a hobby and start playing pool. I'm good. You know, I would like to get better at chess, to be honest with you. Actually, I take that back. Not the chess thing, but I do want to learn fighting, like boxing or some kind of martial something. I don't know. I've always wanted to get into boxing. I think it's cool. If I'm being dead ass honest, I think it would be beneficial for me to get punched in the face because I've never been in a fight in my life. There's one time in elementary school where some kid, Chase Chittister, right there, as a name drop for you, he grabbed my backpack while we were walking, and because I'm wearing the fucking backpack, like threw me around and spun me on the ground. I don't even know why. I really can't even remember why. But I just remember that happened, and I was like, what the fuck, bro? And I didn't feel anger. I was just more like embarrassed. I was like, dude, this motherfucker just spun me around. I was probably like 3rd or 2nd, 4th grade, 5th grade. I don't know. He was a grade below me. It's so funny because, like, fast forward, like, we've joked around and we've talked. It's not a big deal, but anyway. So, yeah, I've never been in a fight, never been punched in the face, never anything like that. Not that I need to be, but I just think there's so much that in my life so many insecurities in my life that have stemmed from not wanting to get just not wanting that focus of attention of vulnerability, kind of like I just got decked in the face. How am I going to react, And there's 2 instances in my life that I can remember very vividly of when I actually did get smacked in the face, not in a fight, but just like an accident. And I just totally folded, dude. I just let it overcome me and I didn't do anything. First one that I can remember is when I was in 7th grade. I was at my junior high. We were doing wrestling. And I was wrestling against Brandon Waymit, a good guy. I haven't seen him forever. Hope he's doing well. And we were wrestling, and he just got me, and I was just so embarrassed. I was like, this guy's stronger than me. What the fuck? And I played it off like I got hit in the eye, and I like tapped out, put my hand over my eye, and just walked out. I was crying, bro. Fucking 7th grader crying in front of all my peers. And I walked out, and I don't remember getting hit in the eye. I just was being a bitch, straight up. That's the first one. Second one is I was playing basketball, recreational basketball. I was very little, but I remember, I don't even know what happened. I went to go shoot the ball. I got blocked, and the kid stuffed my finger. I don't know. And what's that? Is that what you call it? A stuffed finger? I think that's what it's called. Whatever. And I remember it hurt so bad, and I just ran off the court. And my coach was like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, my finger, And I just think I was a little bitch, dude. And I don't know. You just didn't have that. Dude, shut the fuck up. Get back up. Come on, be a man. I didn't have that. I know I'm a little kid, and I was raised well, and that's nobody's fault. But I just never had shit like that. I've never had to fight, For lack of a phrase, it's almost like I don't have a backbone. It's like I don't know how to stand up for myself, all this stuff. That's what's in my head, and I know that if I knew how to fight, I would feel more confident in social situations if something were to happen. Not that I would always try to result or default to fighting or throwing hands or whatever, but it would sure as shit make me feel better. It would make me feel like more of a man, especially if I'm going to be having, a family in the future. What the fuck am I going to do if somebody breaks in, Just, excuse me, sir, can you please leave? I've never been punched. I've never been in a fight. Don't want to start now. You just go ahead and leave. Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Like, that's not going to happen, So if I just had a little bit, and we'll start with, I don't know. That's just the whole idea. So anyway, backing up, the fuck else am I going to do with my time, It's what I want to do. I know it is the best thing for me to do. And I don't know. That's just kind of where my head's at, So never going to have more time than I do now. So I want to maximize my schedule. And if that means that, or if, what was I saying? I don't know where I was going with the whole thing. I just think where I was going with that is I just want to maximize my days. So, 10 hours a day, average of $31 an hour. That's $310 a day, which I'm just going to say this for documentation purposes, but that doesn't feel like a lot of money per day. That feels like I'm capped, and it feels like I'm still kind of in the system. Kind of. That's how it feels. Now, for me, $310 a day is fucking awesome because I'm working every day, not 5 days a week. So 310 times 7, that's $2,170. So that's $2,170 a week. Times that by 52, that's $112,840. It's not counting my job that I have for the resignation either. So $112,000 a year. So that's really cool. But yeah, when I say that out loud though, I don't know. I just don't feel like, I don't know. I'm grateful. I don't like the idea of being capped. Right now I'm capped, I can only make $31.28 per hour. I say only because that's what I've been at. I'm talking people who are with, millions, bro. And so for me to say only, I guess I'm saying that in the context of that. So in case anybody's hearing this and like, oh, you prick, you only, huh? Only 300. Or maybe someone's like, oh, this guy thinks that 300 is a lot. He has to justify it. I don't give a shit either way. I just want to make it clear what the fuck I mean. So there you go. The other thing that I have forgotten for the last goddamn, I don't know, 4 or 5 days is we hit 7,000 downloads. So that's pretty cool. I actually made a graph of this as well, so I can see the line of when let me pull it up really quick, of all the listens for the podcast as time has gone on. And it has been extremely steady. There's no crazy spikes. It's been very, very steady. So, I mean, I'm just looking at a line. Maybe it's gone up. So like we're talking a very, 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 very minimal ski jump, you know? I don't know. It's so gradual though. It's almost a straight line. So it's like, I don't think I've gotten new listeners. I just think that that's just the amount of listeners that I always get, because the retention rate is absolutely dog shit. We've talked about that. It's kind of a bummer stat, but people who do listen, they're ride or dies, you know. You guys know who you are, and I think that's the whole reason why the chart's kind of gone so steady. But if I'm looking at this, so if I go every 1,000, wait, where's the 1,000 in here? Yeah, right here. So, wait, what? March. Oh, that's it. I'm dumb, dude. So, let's see, June. So from March. Okay. So dude, what's going on? Let's get rid of this shit. There we go. We got to sort this differently. Hold on. Sort day, month. Had to show increment sum cumulative. Don't omit zero values. May, June, July, August, September, October. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, dude, this line is so fucking steady. So from the first time that I started, why won't it show me the whole? Don't omit zero values? I'm really confused on what's going on. Omit 100. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Whatever. If we go all the way back, though, to February 6th, or I guess it would be December. Dude, what the February 6th, I got my first 100 downloads. So we'll just go from there. Whatever, dude. Download stats. The fuck is this? Okay, so from 100 in February to my first 1,000 in May, that's February, March, April, May. That's 4 months. For my next 1,000, it was June, July, August. So that's 3 months. From the next 1,000 after that, 2 months. 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 So that's kind of the graph right there. It's so steady. So anyway, I kept on forgetting to share that, but yeah, we hit 7,000. So that's pretty cool. Truthfully speaking, though, not that it fucking matters. It's just a stat, and I think stats are cool. Hence the fucking work industry or whatever you want to call it that I'm part of now. So yeah, I think it's cool, and it'll be cool to see what happens or how things look in the future. You know, because if, you know, as you heard when I was playing that podcast a second ago, nobody knew who Dan was. Now everybody does. It'd be interesting to see the streams on the show when that point in my career happens, where, you know, maybe more people are aware of what I'm doing, and I don't know. That's the vision, though. So we'll see. Because right now, I don't think I have a single episode above like 50 streams. I think there is one. The shortest episode that I have is called a Wake Up Call. The shortest episode, and it's got the most amount of streams by far. I don't know why, but it does. Maybe because it's 3 minutes long and you can listen to the whole thing. Maybe because it I don't know. But I think that one has been listened to like 70 times. I'm almost willing to bet that if I go to it right now, we can see that it has been listened to maybe today or yesterday. So let's see. So I click on this, 9 streams. Yeah, see, it got listened to today. Shortest episode wake up call. I don't know why that is. If I go to yesterday, yeah, so this is episode 287. It's so weird, dude. Why is that? So if I go to all time top episodes, yeah, something's going on, dude. It's almost like it's on repeat for somebody. 287 shortest episode wake up call. It has 94 downloads. I just, how funny is it to think that almost 2% of all my downloads come from this episode? The next one is FedEx episode 7 with 53. Next one is episode 1 with 50. Next one is episode 6 with 36. Next one is 342 with 36. I don't know, dude. It's just, I don't know. People listen to the show the most on Monday. People listen to the show the most. I don't even know what I'm reading here. Most active hour is 10 to 11 a.m. Which, what does that even mean? Because the show is a global show. Yeah, I'm not trying to go over the stats, but I did want to share that. I think it's cool. As of right now, we're at 7,030. And that is with 4,877 people contributing to listening to the show. So that's interesting. Anyway, so we got cool shit coming with PT Dom, I think. I'm just waiting on a response. With how it's going, I'll probably get a response tomorrow. So hopefully that's good stuff. And we'll go from there. And then, what else, dude? I'm gonna share this. It's kind of a funny story, actually. Not really a funny story, but so I went into GNC yesterday. It was after I worked out and all that stuff. Didn't even talk about it, but I went to GNC, got some pre-workout and got some protein powder, and I walked in there and the guy's like, "Hey, what's up, boss? How can I help you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just here to get an energy drink." And he's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Anything else?" And I'm like, "I might look at some pre-workout." And he's like, "Okay, cool. Just let me know all the whatever." And so I'm looking at, I grab a drink and I just walk up and I'm looking around for pre-workout. And he's like, "Anything specific? Any brand?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And long story short, I find the stuff that I want, and he was like, "Well, it is buy one get one half off. So do you want to throw in a protein or something like that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I may as well, dude. I mean, like, I need protein anyway, so I may as well." So went and grabbed some protein, and or before I did that, and this is the whole point of the story. He's like, do you care more about the macros? Do you care about the protein or the calorie? Like, what is it for you? And I'm like, dude, it's crazy. I used to care so much about this shit. I'm just looking for some protein, bro. Like, whatever. I didn't say it in a rude way, but I was just like, dude, I used to give a fuck. I just don't. But for me to just say that out loud and just kind of be cool with it, like I don't care about getting all the protein in. I don't care about the macros, and I don't care about how clean, For me to just say that out loud and just admit it and be cool with the fact that I'm not that guy anymore. That's the, the workout guy. That's the, I gotta train for size and strength. Can't do anything else. Fuck cardio. It's going to screw with your game. It was just, I don't know. It was almost freeing that I'm not that anymore, because for the bigger part of my life, for the greater portion of my life, I've been very into fitness, and I would still say that I am into fitness. Fitness dick in your mouth. Yeah, good one. And, I competed in a show, wanted to get my pro card, and then realized, I don't know about that. Hurt my back. Maybe that's a blessing in disguise. I don't know. But yeah, it was just always fitness. I think I don't know. So it's just fitness. Building muscle, strength, going to the gym, pre-workout, all this stuff, making sure I get my protein in, getting all the creatine, all this stuff, right? And so for me to just be like, I don't give a fuck, bro, cool. Like, it was just almost kind of liberating for me to just truthfully not give a fuck. I just want to get something that's going to help me with my workout for a pre-workout, and then something that tastes good for a protein. I just, you know, because the guy was like, oh, you got to try this, bro. I got a crazy pump. And I'm like, I couldn't give a fuck, bro. Cool, man. You got more blood flow in your veins. Sick. I'm glad that worked for you, bro. I'm good, though, you know? Rather than being like, oh, yeah, actually, well, this ingredient actually is not in there, and I don't know what the fuck you're trying to just sell me. It's just like, oh, nice, bro. I just don't give a fuck. It's like there's no more identity or ego attached with anything like that. Because before it was like, what's that Rex and Park? What, I don't know the movie, the Parks and Recreation. It's like The Office. Oh, it's a TV series, not a movie. The guy, I don't know, that guy, the Rob Swanson, is that his name with the mustache? There's that one scene where he says, I know more than you. Something like that. It's honestly how I felt. It's like, hey, you don't tell me what the fuck to do in here. I know what I'm doing here. This is probably the most random shit you'll ever hear. But if you look at the months, the length of the months, this is interesting. The longer the month, the colder it is. The shorter the month, generally the warmer it is. Like, that's actually really interesting. I just noticed that. You go October, November, December, January, February, fucking freezing. You go March, 5 letters, it's kind of warm. And then April is, I guess, March and April, both 5 letters. It's kind of warm, kind of cold, depends on. And then we have May, and it gets warmer. And we have June, July, and then that's warm. And then August, and then I guess it's still warm, so maybe. Anyway, generally speaking, the longer the month name, the colder it is. And this is, I'm talking for Utah. So that's interesting. Just learn that. Anyway, I got a skedaddle. I said this was going to be a short one. It's absolutely not a short one. So I always say that. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks so much for listening. More shit to come tomorrow. Hopefully we get an answer from Britzy, and then we can go from there. But yeah, that's it. Love you guys. Peace. Oh, actually, sorry. Here is the Zoom call. Okay, bye. What's going on?
Yo, what's up, dude?
Dude, not much. Not much at all. How are you?
Just yelling at my VAs, but
Nice.
normal Wednesday afternoon.
Normal Wednesday.
Yeah. How's everything going, bro, with the business and stuff? Good?
Yeah, everything's good, dude. I keep learning more, and then I get upset that I know more, and now I know that I can make it better. You know what I mean? So it's like that vicious cycle. So
It's a good problem to have. That's good.
I mean, it is. I mean, I've like redoing kind of what we have. I've already learned more. So
Good shit. And then, I'm guessing, did you get in contact with Jesse, I think his name was?
yeah, he never misses me back though. So
Whatever.
Corey, whatever. Dorito?
Caritico, something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Frito, yeah. He never misses me back. That's actually happened 4 times now. Like, Brian will put me in a group chat with somebody, and then he's like, hey, can you make a thing for him? And I'm like, yeah, cool. And then I message that person, and I'm like, hey, yo, what are you looking for? Like, give me what exactly are you looking to track? And then nothing. So.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, hold on one second. She just said something in Arabic. She basically just said that the 8 to 10 kilos that she's trying to lose just won't go down no matter what. I knew that was coming because I saw a message come in. She said something in Arabic, and then I saw it come in from a prospect. So then I go ahead and send the voice note, and like as I'm sending the voice note, my VA is like, I don't know what the fuck she's saying.
Yeah. Wait, you know Arabic?
Yeah, I can like understand it.
That's so cool. Can you read it as well?
No, because I can read it if it's like in English Arabic. Like they spell it out in English.
Yeah.
But Arabic actual language of fucking squiggly lines and shit is stupid.
Squiggly lines, yeah.
It's fucking squiggly lines. I'll never understand it. But yeah, back to what you just said. Yeah, sometimes we'll get a message. I'm the first person to do that. Sometimes I see a message and I just like, all right, let me reply to this in a little bit. Like, you know me. Let me reply to this in a little bit, something in the middle of like 3 things, and then it just sits. And before you know it, I have 50 other messages on top of it, and I'd have to scroll.
Yeah.
I'm like, I never replied to Bryson.
Yeah.
But that's what I wanted to talk about today. I want to talk about the discrepancies that you found. I wasn't able to even open the document, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to review that together and just walk me through what you found.
Well, I actually haven't gone over the new one yet. I was about to actually do that this morning, but then I had some stuff I had to take care of, so I haven't done that yet.
Oh, so the one that you sent was from the old one.
Yeah, that's the old one. I didn't know there was 2, dude. And what's funny is I actually put more into the new one, not knowing it was the new one. So.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you sent me this on Sunday, and I told the new one on Monday. Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Cool. Then with everything else, I've been redone a lot of stuff to encompass a lot more renewal. Perfect. Okay. Then the other thing I want to talk to you about is show me what you found with Notion's host site, like site hosting. Yeah.
So let me share my screen here.
Because this is perfect timing because I need to build out a couple sites.
No way.
Yeah. That's the only reason why I have high level, so I can use their host like service, and then also the automations. But if we're saying that we can do this from Notion, then fuck high level. But
yeah, so I don't know how to show you other than you just click share and then you publish it, and you publish to the web, and then somebody is going to click on this and they're going to see this, but as a website. So certain things they couldn't click, like this is a database, this would be like they couldn't touch this, so whatever's in here they would see it. But if we did something like, for example, these would actually be links that they could click on. So if we published it, like this is exactly what they would see, and they would have these links to click on, they have these videos to click on, all this stuff.
Then in that sense, we might want to go high level just because high level already has the templates. Let me show you, while you're still sharing your screen, let me show you what I want to build.
Okay.
Because I was on a 2-hour call with Brian and Cole on Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I took that shit from my hotel room, bro.
Was that a one-on-one call?
Yeah, just me.
Oh, no way. 2 hours? That's sick.
2 hours, bro.
Oh, sorry, my mic's not even over here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
The amount of value I got was fucking crazy.
I bet, dude. 2 hours?
Yeah, man. All right, anyways. I have the recording. I've like binge watched it because I forgot some shit.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That's cool.
All right. So here is a website that they have. You can just open it. We can go through it together.
Are you texting it to me?
Yeah, I just texted it over.
Okay. Get it pulled up. Hold on.
Take your time.
Oh, I'm getting a little spinny wheel. What's going on here?
I'm DDoSing you.
Hacking me. What kind of link did you send me? I got congrats on hitting 10K link.
That's it. Yeah. That's the link. I'm just going to emulate it our way.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Oh, you're trying to build something like a landing page?
Basically, right, where we're going to have our shadow coaches send out, like, when they have a big win, like a second or third win, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably around, like, the 1 month mark or something. This video, and it'll be me talking and, like, congratulating them, basically. And then if you scroll down, like, I'm asking them for a video testimonial.
Okay.
Like a 60-second video testimonial.
Okay.
And then all they have to do, there's just going to be a form on there.
Okay.
Like contact info. And then put out and then just upload folder. It can be a Google Drive folder. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just Dropbox.
Oops.
And then you just add file. That's basically it.
Okay. This is sick.
Yeah. So it's going to be really cool. I'm just wondering how to word it. Because, like, people's goals are differently. Like, one idea would obviously be like, hey, you just lost your first 5 pounds. But then in my eyes, I'm like, what if someone's goals aren't to lose 5 pounds?
Yeah. Like more than that, or build muscle, gain weight?
Well, the thing is, I want to do one link, you know? So, like, hey, you're celebrating your third win, and for us, the third win is super important, which is basically to be like their third check-in, because usually they have 3 wins, you know?
Yeah.
They have a win every check-in. And that would be around like a month and a half in, which is good. I'm just wondering if that's too late. I'm not sure. But besides the point, details aside when we send this, but this is how I would like it to look. And if you go to high level, can you open high level real quick on our account?
Yep.
What do you think of this idea, though, while you're opening that up?
I think this is sick, dude.
Nice.
We can definitely do this on Notion, but it wouldn't look this good. You know, we have all the... Like, it just wouldn't look this good.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking high level might be it. But because high level is going to make it 10 times easier. If you go to high level and open up the ME Fitness. Okay, cool. I think it was sites on the bottom, on the left. Yep. Websites. On the top. Actually, I think it's funnels. Now that I think about it, I think it's funnels. You go to funnels. I think it's funnels, but can you press new funnel for the from templates? Yeah, right there, left. Elementary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like elementary smart funnel is there, like all these different
This
things.
looks like what we just looked at.
Basically, yeah. So, like, they're all templated. We would just basically need my video, the link for Google Drive, and then just obviously the text. That's it.
Oh, that's fancy. Okay, cool.
Yeah, like this is super useful. That's why I'm thinking high level might just save us a lot of time.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, this is cool, dude.
Yeah. So that's there. They have an AI thing. I wonder what that would look like. But create using AI with it.
ME Fit skincare.
The fuck is Akaraji restaurant? Why is that an industry?
That's oddly specific. Oh, look how little this bar is.
Jesus. Just look up coaching. No. Look up fitness.
Probably this one.
Maybe. Whatever. Besides the point. And then I'm guessing it would just like automatically do stuff. So we can just see which one.
Yeah, that'd be cool. 5 free funnel generations remain. You get charged $1.04.
Well,
That's so weird.
Why 4 cents?
Yeah.
Cheap. But yeah, so that's what we want. I just need a video. Basically, I just need to film a video.
So you're gonna make the video, and then we're gonna build something like what we just saw. So this is the video, and then we just build this out.
Yeah, basically, like we can get started on this. To be honest with you.
Okay, cool.
Just because it's like pretty self-explanatory. I just don't know what we're gonna say, but the text we can always change. Like right now, we can go with like, go up.
All the way.
No, go to the middle. Don Lamb, Chad Morgan, Patty. Not bad. Not bad. Cool. But yeah, so we can just make the other video and just say something like, so you're celebrating your 3rd win.
Mm-hmm. And this is just to collect video testimonials then?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, cool. So would you have this stuff? Because it looks like this is for applications.
No. This is he's trying to upsell us. So if you go back, so this is the site we're making, but Brian is a genius, and basically he knows that when people hit the 10K mastermind, hit the 10K, they're like looking for more, right? So he's upselling the person to get into the $1 million mastermind.
That's what this is.
Yeah. So which is why it's like, if you go down, it's like, oh, you know, this is for A-level coaches, apply for the $1 million mastermind. And then even in his video, he's like, if you want to stay in the 10K, that's cool. But if you want to get more, 30K, 40K, whatever.
Yeah.
No, he's really just upselling people.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, like obviously. But it's not something we would do. So I would probably
makes
have
sense.
everything here except for the last paragraph, basically.
except for this.
Yeah, because there I just put other video testimonials of other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would also, the way I would do it to upsell is to put the lengths of time they've been with us. 2 years, 3, whatever. So then that way, like it's an easy resell for an extension.
Okay, so wait, so you would be building this just to get a testimonial, not to upsell? Or would you upsell?
Both. So the reason why we're going to build this is, it's also retention. That's probably number one. Like, we want to celebrate people and have them feel fucking hyped. Like, 6 weeks into the program or so, 4 weeks or 6 weeks into the program.
Okay.
So then that way, they get on this, we get them a hoodie, right? I'll just send them a fucking hoodie that's like $15, whatever.
Yeah.
We get a video testimonial. So that's why I want to do this, video testimonials, because those sell. And then also it's a chance to upsell because I just thought about something.
What you got?
What if at the bottom oh fuck, this could actually work really well. What if at the bottom I give them a $500 voucher towards any coaching program?
And they would just redeem that if they renew?
And they renew.
Right then and there?
Yeah.
So you would do that 4.5 months ahead of time?
See, that's the thing. It's too early.
What if a client's monthly check-ins, because then they only have 3 wins in technically 4 months? I almost feel like that's too late then.
I think I'm going to just say you're celebrating a huge win.
Not 3 wins?
Yeah. And I'll have my shadow coaches, we'll just have a quick log, basically, that just checks them off when they were sent it. That's it. We're celebrating a huge win. And plus, it's actually good that we do a huge win because now I can send this to clients that have been with us for months and months. It doesn't matter. So when they get a win, the next time they get a win, I just send this to them.
Couldn't you just make, like, for example, like 5 different of these pages, but have a different video for each one? So, like, and be specific. So you just celebrated your fat loss goal, your muscle building goal, whatever.
Well, but still, it's going to be way too much.
It's too much?
Yeah, because then we'd have to get really specific, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, like things like that. And then you hit a PR, like who gives a fuck? You fit into clothes that you haven't been fitting in. I think just saying you're celebrating a huge win. In the video, I'm going to say, we're so proud of you. Whether that win for you was a 5-pound loss or you're fitting into clothes, or you just hit a massive PR. We're so proud of you and we want to celebrate. You know what I mean?
Yep. Cool.
So yeah, I'm just thinking at that bottom, upselling them somehow, but I'll think about that. I'll table that. We can just let's start building this ASAP with the high level templates. I'll get the video out for you and then you can just plug it in. That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Yeah, I haven't done anything with Go High Level, so there might be a learning curve here. I'm sure it seems pretty straightforward, though.
I think it's actually really easy, bro. Because I made a quick funnel from with AR funnel. Mm-hmm. It's super simple. It's literally like you're just editing Shopify, if you ever use Shopify or something.
No.
But it's the same. It's like you're editing just a web page. That's it. It's super simple to use. There's just like small little things that you have to watch out for when you're editing, like text fonts and stuff, but it's not a big deal. I would personally just, like, if you go back, I think the first one on the top left seems really, I think that's the exact one they used, basically. Just like made it look longer, add another section or something.
Yeah, okay.
Something like that, similar. You can look at the other templates too, just so, just pick whichever one you think is best. that looks similar to what they have.
Okay. Well, this one, how it's all blocked off, that looks like if we could put a video in this spot right here, you know, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Wait, go down that one. Limited time design offer. What's that?
This one?
Yeah. Curious. Interesting.
You could put a video here.
Dude, you know how many websites we see? No, this is not even for what we're doing. Just, you know how many websites we see like that do shit like this, and now I'm like, oh, they just got it from High Level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so many websites.
Yeah, this is
exactly. Literally.
all of these testimonials. Yeah.
Pretty cool though. Okay, awesome. But it's really customizable too, bro. So don't think that one template is not going to be a right choice. You just pick one and then you just add the blocks or whatever and call it a day.
Okay, cool.
All right. Okay, so I guess the two pieces of work that you're working on currently are the discrepancies, the client discrepancies.
Yep.
And then also the fucking this.
Okay.
Cool. Anything else on the radar right now?
Only thing I want to do is in Notion, I just want to finish up the everything so that way I don't have to worry about that. And I like you could start using that if you wanted, you know. When do you plan on?
I wanted to ask, when do you think we can roll out the onboarding at least? Because the onboarding is probably not as important. Well, the discrepancies isn't important for onboarding as much, right?
No. Well, I just want to get everything done because what I did for Trey was he gave me all of his clients. I put it into his log or whatever, and then he started asking for more things. And I'm like, dude, all your data is already in there. I have to like disassemble everything now if I want to, you know, the things that he was asking for. I'm like, okay. So I had to build it, which is not a problem, but around all of his current client data as he was using it. So I had to be so careful. And so like it was just a pain in the ass.
You'd rather finish it first then.
Yeah. Now I'm not saying that we can't add more in the future, but it's just so much easier once like the bulk of it is done.
What are we missing, you think?
So here's the thing. So I can actually show you. So this is all in my private Notion. This is everything to do with you. So all of your stuff is right here, like everything. And what I have to do is put it in here, link it all together because I can show you. I mean, I know you're not using Notion as much as I am, obviously, but you'll see things like, I don't even know if I have an example. You'll see like a little orange caution thing that's like, hey, this is not linked, it's not working. And so I have to go through and like click on this and then click on here and go to a different thing and click the next thing and then update it for each thing. When I do that, it resets everything, all the formulas and stuff. So I have to go back in there and link it. So like I have to go back in here and make these automations again. So... Yeah. So
I'd rather just have one and done.
Yeah, and it's the way that I've set it up, I guess, is because we have the master log. It's like anything that has to do with that, it's just got to be linked to it. So when I transfer it, it's just got to. I don't know how to explain it, dude. It's just got to be relinked.
I get.
It's just.
It's all connected. It's all connected.
Yeah, but when I do build a new thing, that's you just plug and play, and it's easy.
Yeah.
But
question: did we change that thing for Brian in onboarding where he can see prior clients?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So it pretty much just looks like this. I mean, I can change it to whatever you want. So these would be the clients, what block they're on. So this is what it would look like. So we got Jimmy Neutron, he's on block 1. Anticipated delivery date is this. And then he's currently on day 2. And I can make it say kind of whatever. That's what I've got right now.
I like that.
Oh, and then we were talking, him and I, and what did we talk about? He said he sends a message.
Type.
Huh?
Is nutrition type new?
It is. So before it was macros and it was yes or no, but now it's just choose. I think it's better. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it a lot, actually. We're probably going to add a third option eventually, but...
Okay. Yeah, you can just add, option 3, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
But the other thing was he was saying that he'll send a message like, hey, when do you want to start? Do you have any questions? And people just don't answer the first one. And so he was like, hey, why don't we have a little thing here that's like, we sent him a message, waiting. Or send a message, still waiting for them to, And then I was like, hey, dude, why don't you just say, hey, 2 things for you. 1, when do you want to start? And then they say it. And then second thing, and then ask any questions. That way we get a confirmation start date. And then he can just be like, yeah, good. I'm Brian, and then done,
Yeah, I like this. Cool.
So that's the whole idea there. And then this is, I'll bring this down a little bit lower But yeah, like all the buttons that he would need.
I like this, dude.
Yeah, I polished everything off. I just have to relink it. Right now I'm doing check-ins and stuff. So everything, here, I know exactly how to show you what I was talking about. So we have this thing. This is like when they get added to a group chat. So we have this little thing. So it's just like nothing's linked whatsoever. So like actually if I were to mess with this stuff, it would affect what's in your Notion right now, which is really weird. Like I can do stuff from my account that affects your account. It's really weird. So I have to go through and fix all this. And watch, I'll do it right now. If I change the source, it would be like now it just all deletes. I have to redo it. So really, it's a big pain in the ass. So, but I think, no, I will 100% finish this today. I'll move it over, get that set up, and then I'll get the discrepancies for. Well, do you want me to do that at all, or because once this is done, everything's fully functional.
I'm writing down something because it's been on my mind with what you just showed me. I think I would like to roll out onboarding.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, from what I remember, when a closer fills out a new client, right?
Yeah.
It's fed in from the beginning, from the top of the onboarding form, right?
Yep.
This into the master client log, of course, and then into onboarding as well, correct?
Yeah, I'm actually going to change it so it's only onboarding, and then when onboarding's done, then they go into master log. It just makes it way easier, actually, to get everything sorted.
Okay, then that's fine. As long as we know, like, there's a running onboarding log, which I think we have anyways, which is fine.
Yep.
So then in that case, I think we're good.
Okay. Yeah, I can 100% get this done today. It is so tedious, but yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I'd like the closers to be trained on this and everything, and then we're good to go.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really straightforward. You just fill it out and then submit, and then they get sent into the full funnel. So
this is so useful for everyone, like literally everyone. I don't see a single coach that doesn't need this.
yeah.
But okay.
Trey actually told me that he was like, dude, if you had this all finished and it was all good to go, and you said it was $5,000, dude, I would have paid you $5,000. And I was like, you're not bullshitting. And he's like, no, this is so helpful. And I was like, dude, I'm on to something here.
Yeah.
Dude, I have like this whole vision. We'll have to talk about it some other time. But
yeah, you literally, dude, like the way you do this is like you fucking have Loom videos of what this looks like. You can fucking do it as like, if you want me to do a video testimonial on like why things are easy, like my team and stuff, we do that. And then you just, the way you advertise it is the whole package deal. Like we will not only like implement this into your business, right? We will take your data, everything that you have right now, whether you're using Google Sheets or whatever. I will transfer it into Notion. So that way all your data, it's streamlined. You're going to see it just the exact same data, but in a different view, which is a lot easier. And I will also train your team on how to use this.
yeah.
So I have Loom videos there, and they'll be able to contact me for the first month, the first 30 days, to, meet up or anything like that. And this whole thing is $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, then you piecemeal it and you'd be like, okay, well, that's your downsell. Right. And your downsell would be, okay, like what aspects do you feel like are the most useful to you? And which ones do you feel like, you don't really need from what I showed you? Well, I really like the onboarding, but the client log or whatever, don't really need that because we have this really awesome log that I have and I just don't want to change it. Okay, cool. I mean, we can also do the onboarding thing, and what I can do is exactly what I just showed you. I'll implement things. I'll take everything your way, and I'll teach you. I'll teach your team whatever, and that would only be $2,500.
Oh, shit, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, like something like that. And then the lower level coaches that don't have a team but need like a client log, you just have that by itself.
Yeah.
Okay? It is. You have a Loom video showing how to set it up. This is what you do. Copy paste here. Make sure this is supposed to look like this. Here you go, bro. This is like $500.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That way I can go after so many more people.
Yeah, because then you just be able to advertise it to other coaches. And then, bro, I see so much opportunity on social media too, because you can use this on social media and be like, you just make videos like struggling to keep up with when your client renewals is, you're doing this, you're doing that, bro, let me guess. You have a client that it's 6 months into the program, you have no fucking idea when his shit's due, whatever.
Yeah.
How much did he, or did you make it, or you have no idea when was the last time you checked in with this guy. Well, you know, like you show the solution, which would be you.
Yeah, I've been taking notes of all the stuff I think about. So there's everything to do with the whole program. So like onboarding check-ins, you know, all this stuff, like structure and logic of everything, the personalization, the tiny little details, the ideas, the actual offer, how I can, you know, and I got some social media stuff, like making videos like, why is LTV important? Why is customer acquisition, you know?
Yeah, which is really easy. But remember, like, what I would say is don't go too broad in your message, because then you're going to come off as a business coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, I don't think you even want to become a business coach. Like, you're not going to coach them.
Not really.
You're just operations. That's it.
Yeah, right now I would just be like, here's the system. Like, you figure out how to, you know,
Yeah.
use the information.
So, like, you have to, like, do something smart with your message there to show that you're operations.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I'll figure that out. I got to build this out first, though.
Yeah. Well, I got you, if anything.
I appreciate it, dude.
I was like, I'll shout you out in the $1 million in the MDM and stuff, so.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate it. I may have gotten Brian and Cole onto Notion as well. I'm trying to figure that out, which is pretty crazy.
I told them about it, dude. I've been talking to them about it every fucking time I speak to them.
Do you really? No way.
I swear to God, I'm like, yo, once everything's done, like, I want to show you guys what the hell Bryson did, because he's a fucking genius. and he literally just, like, he made things 10 times easier for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, I want to see how it looks like when it's all done, you know?
Yeah, that's cool. I don't know if you know Britzy. She's like the PT Dom person. I don't know. She's trying to get them to do that as well. My only concern, because Britzy was like, can you make something for us in Notion? And I reread the non-disclosure, and it was like everything built or associated or whatever is now property of PT Dom. And I was like, well, if you can clear that up for me, then I will 100% build stuff in Notion for you. But if what I build in Notion is all of a sudden part of PT Dom, then no thank you. You know? So she's trying to figure that out.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Well, imagine I build it out, and then they're like, oh, actually, this is ours, you know?
Well, the thing with Brian, I'll tell you before we end, Brian, I feel like he loves saying we have a guy for that.
Yeah.
Like, I have a guy for this, I have a guy for that. And it's always associated with PT Dom. So, like, the VAs that you get, the ad people that you get, stuff like that, he's always associating with PT Dom. So I can imagine what he wants is, like, some sort of kickback for someone sending them to you. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why he probably does it that way, in my opinion. Because he prides himself by saying, yeah, I got a guy for that. I'll shoot you his connect. You know, I just feel like he gets so fucking happy when he says that.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably why. But at the end of the day, bro, like, you just run a business. That's it, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, if people from PT Dom come to you, you're not poaching anyone, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading it says I can't solicit to them. I'm like, well, if they come to me, then...
Yeah, no, you're not soliciting, bro. And, like, I don't know how it is in the 10K or the CLA, but I know in the mastermind, like, bro, the amount of times that we'll just show, like, in the Facebook group, like, we'll post, like, yo, this is my editor's page. He's fucking awesome. Like, if you guys need him, let me know.
Yeah.
You know, like, things like that. And then that way people just end up connecting. And, like, the amount of people I've sent to my editor, like, my editor got, like, 3 clients off of me just because
cool.
people need an editor, you know?
Yeah, that's way cool.
We'll talk more about that later. But I think we have a good plan right now.
Okay.
Would be the finishing up what you said with connecting things.
Yeah, that'll be done today, yeah.
Yep. Then we're going to do the discrepancy, the client log discrepancy, and then we'll do the landing page as well. Okay. Cool. All right, so go. All right. Talk to you later.
Hey, is this in place of Friday then, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move that over. Okay, cool. Thanks, dude.
Yep. Question, actually.
Yep.
You want to just move Fridays?
Yeah, that's cool.
What days would work?
Truthfully, dude, any day. Let me open up my calendar here. Yeah, I mean, any day except Saturday or Sunday, which I'm sure it's...
Yeah. Okay, let me look at my calendar for the next couple of weeks and see which works. Honestly, like, I wouldn't mind, like, now.
Yeah, okay.
But we'll see. Let me get back to you on that, okay?
Okay, so it'd be 11 a.m. on Wednesdays, but hold off.
Tentatively. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Talk to you later.
Cool. See you, man.
Peace. Thank you. Bye.